Audra. Welcome to another video. So today we are talking about weight loss. I did a whole series a few days ago, I think last week, about weight gain and how that can actually be a very, very healthy thing for a lot of people. If you have not checked that out, please go check that out. And if you are confused on which one you need to be doing, do you need to be gaining weight, do you need to be losing weight, do you need to be maintaining your weight, like what are you supposed to do? I'm going to do a series on all of this. So I've already done the weight gain videos. This one is the weight loss, and then I'll also do a weight maintenance video thing. If you're confused, like, I don't know, like, do I need to gain weight or maybe I need to lose weight? Like maybe you have kind of this like disordered body image type of thing going on in your mind. Well, here's some quick little questions that can help you decide if you need to be gaining weight, because yes, there's a lot of people out there who need to be gaining weight, and it would be a really, really, really good thing for you to do that. For example, maybe you've had people in your life express concerns about your eating habits or your exercise habits or your weight issues or just like your health in general. Like they've noticed that you're really off and you're like being really weird with food and you're really weird with your exercise now and like everything's just weird with you. And they've told you that. Or maybe no one's told you that, but you know, like inside your mind, that you have gone too far with stuff. And you know this, okay? Like you know, like, okay, I need to gain weight because I have all these disordered eating issues, or I have period issues, or I have nutritional deficiencies, or like I just don't feel good, like that type of thing. That's a sure sign that you probably need to go gain some weight. But on the flip side, if you know that you have gained an unnecessary amount of weight in maybe a short time, or maybe it's been a few weeks or a few years, or maybe it's just been like over your whole lifetime, then this series would be for you, okay? And when I say unnecessary amount of weight, the same thing goes with you guys. Like you have to decide this on your own. Like you can't write me in the comments and say, hey Audra, like I'm this, do I need to lose or gain weight? Like I don't know, that's up for you to decide. That's why I'm making these videos, so you can kind of think through it and figure it out on your own, okay? Like I was saying, you know that you have gotten out of control. You know, maybe over time you've just gotten super, super, super unhealthy, and like you just eat a bunch of junk food and you never work out or whatever. Maybe you have been in this yo-yo cycle of just going round and round and round and never knowing like what the right diet is, or you jump from one thing to the next and you gain weight, or maybe you've lowered your calories a ton and then you binged out on a ton of food. Like whatever your problem is, at this point now you have figured out, okay, like I'm overweight, I'm not healthy, I don't feel good, like things are just off, okay? So this little series is gonna be for you guys. Here's what you're gonna do. First and foremost, you have to admit that you have a problem, okay? Just like the people who need to gain weight and they need to admit, okay, you know what, I've taken this too far, like whatever, I need to gain weight, I'm admitting it. It's the same thing for you guys. You have to admit you're unhealthy, you have a problem, your food choices are horrible the majority of the time, you're lazy, and you have gotten to a place now to where like you don't even know what to do anymore type of thing. And why do I say admitting this is so important? Well, I'll just talk about me for a second, okay? I myself got to a point to where I had gained like over 65 pounds in a very short amount of time, because I was doing all these diets, I was restricting during the week and trying to be on this low carb diet during the week. And then on the weekends, I would end up just binging out on my cheat days, and I gained a ton of weight doing that, okay? My thing was a yo-yo thing. It was also an emotional thing. I always turned to food when I was like bored, or like it just tasted good, and I just really loved to try out restaurants and stuff like that. And over time, it caught up with me, like obviously, okay? But the whole time of me doing that, I never really admitted to myself that I had a problem, because what I thought I was doing was right. And it kind of took, it didn't happen like overnight. It took like months and like up to a year for this to happen. So it was this gradual type of increase. And I kind of just over time accepted that that was my new normal, okay? Like that overweight me was the new me, even though I had never been overweight in my entire life. I basically just said, you know what, this is me, this is my life, like this is my new normal. This is like, I have to just accept this. It wasn't until I really just admitted to myself that I had this problem that things changed, okay? And it's so easy to not admit this, because it's like I said, like maybe it's taken your whole life to gain the weight that you're up to, or maybe it's taken you just a few months or something, you know? You kind of get in this habit of thinking like, this is just who I am. This is how people know me. Like I'm just this is just what I do, you know, I'm just overweight whoever, you know, I'm overweight Susie and that's how everybody knows me and they poke fun at me or, you know, whatever. Like maybe that's you, okay? And if it is, that doesn't have to be you, okay? You have to admit to yourself that what you've done for the past years or however long, that it's not getting you anywhere but further away from your goals, okay? A lot of people are in denial about it because they just don't care really. And if you don't care, let me just throw this out there too, like if you don't care, that's totally fine. Like I'm not saying like you have to go lose weight and all this kind of stuff. I'm saying that if you've been searching and searching and searching and you're going from one thing to the next, then just say to yourself, I know I have this problem, and let's move on to step number 2. Which step number 2 is just like I said with the other group of people who need to gain weight, is you have to commit to this, okay? This isn't just gonna just happen. Like it's not like just one day you wake up and all of a sudden like you just start losing weight. Like it has to be a commitment. And this is a huge commitment because whatever you've done for the past to lead you up to where you are now is going to have to change, obviously. So you have to commit to making that change. The first part of the commitment is you have to pinpoint why this has happened, okay? What is the cause? Because here is the truth. The weight gain is just a symptom. That's all it is. It's not a disease. It is the symptom of something deeper that's going on in your life, okay? So this could be like emotional issues with food. Maybe it's your metabolism. You just totally jacked it up from going on all these crazy crash diets and stuff. Maybe it's that you've just gotten lazy. Like maybe in high school or in college, you were totally fit and healthy and fine and you were doing all kinds of stuff. But now, like over time, you've just gotten lazy and you've gone into work and you just never do anything. Like maybe that's what happened. Or maybe it's the fact that you always like are restricting during the week on your diet and then you do the cheat meal and then you gain weight over time. Like everyone is going to be different, and it's not just one thing, okay? It could be all of those things combined for some people. But the goal is to first figure out like why has this happened? Because it's not, the weight gain is not the disease. It is just a symptom of something deeper that's going on in your life, okay? I want you to write that down. And I don't want you to type this on your phone or on your computer or anything like that. I want you to get out a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write down the causes of why you are like where you are now. Like what has caused you to go from wherever you were to where you are now, okay? Write it down and be very aware of that. Like be like, okay, the reason why I do this is because I'm bored and I'm lonely and I just go to food for comfort. Or the reason why I do this is because when I get stressed out, I eat a lot of food. Or the reason I do this is because I've been on all these kind of diets and it's just totally messed up my metabolism. Or what, like it could be anything, okay? Underneath that, I want you to write down every single motivation that you have to lose weight, okay? There are no wrong answers is what I'm trying to say. So it could be so that I can look good in a swimsuit, or that I'm getting ready for my wedding, or that I want to just feel better, or to lower my cholesterol, my blood pressure, so I can sleep better, or I can have better digestion, or I can feel more confident, or I can finally like play and keep up with my kids, like whatever, it doesn't matter. Everyone's going to be different, but write down every single motivation that you have, everything that comes in your brain, just start writing it down. And then once you have it written down, like in popcorn format, where it's just like random words written on this piece of paper, I want you to write that like in a little letter format to yourself, or at least a paragraph, kind of like a letter or a mission statement or something like that, to where it's like, this is, first you have like why it's happening, like, because remember, this is just a symptom, it's not the disease. Let's figure out why this is happening. So you have that, and then I want you to write down how you're going, like why you're going to change. Like what is your motivation? Why are all these things so important to you? And why do all those things like really matter to you when it comes to weight loss? And this is so important, you guys, like especially when you write this down with pen and paper. Like there have been studies done that show that when you write things down with pen and paper, it's so much more effective for you to actually get that done than it is for you to type it or whatever. Like, trust me, I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole nother topic. But write it down and you will see that you are so much more apt to sticking to it. This is so important because I know I know, I have been there. You are probably just like me. You've been through this a million freaking times, and you're so sick and tired of like constantly being on a diet and constantly gaining the weight back. And then it's just like, this is up and down and back and forth and yo-yo all the time. And you feel like such a failure because all of your friends can successfully lose weight and you can't. Or like you lose the weight and you get really excited and then something happens and you go on a vacation and you completely blow your diet because you're just having some fun, and then you come back and you're just like, whatever, forget it, I don't want to do it anymore. And then a few months goes by and then you get back on the diet. Like, I know, I have been there myself personally. I know exactly what it's like. But here's the key. First, like I said, first you got to figure out why is this happening. Then you write down all your motivations to fix it. And the third thing that you have to understand is that it's not going to be perfect all the time. You're not going to be perfect all the time. Weight loss is not a linear thing. It's going to have ups and downs, okay? And this is where a lot of people mess up with it, okay? This is just honest talking right here because this is how I was. You probably have tried to lose weight a billion times. And let's say you go really good for like a week. And then the weekend comes and your girlfriends invite you out and you guys go out and you have a piece of cake and you're just like, oh my gosh, crap. Like I just totally blew my whole diet. Oh, this sucks. Like I'll just start on Monday type of thing. So then you spend all night, Friday night, binging out on stuff. Saturday is a binge, Sunday is a binge. And then Monday you feel like crap. You've gained 10 pounds from all the crap that you just ate. And now you're like, I'm back on my diet again. And then, but then even like halfway through Monday, you're like, forget it, screw it. Like, I don't even want to be on this diet anymore. I'll just go back to the way that I was eating. It was just easier, blah, blah, blah. And then a few weeks go on and you're like, crap, I feel so bad about myself. I want to lose weight. And then it's just like this cycle. But here's the thing. Instead of that Friday night, you go out with your friends and you have a piece of cake. That's okay. Like if you want the cake, eat it. If you don't. If you want to split it with someone, split it. If you want to just take a few bites, take a few bites. Whatever works good for you. But the key is what you do after that, okay? The key is not for you to go and have this I'll start Monday mentality. The key is for you to say, okay, cool, like I had some cake, no big deal. It doesn't really fit on my diet or whatever that I'm trying to do, but I know that I can just in the morning wake up and keep eating healthy and continuing on with my healthy lifestyle. There is no break in it, okay? There is no I failed or I'm a loser or I fell off the wagon again, those type of things. That type of thinking has to come out of your brain because if not, it's always going to be like that because you are going to have days when you don't do as well as you think you should do for whatever reason. And that's okay, that's a part of the process. So you have to stop beating yourself up. You have to stop looking at yourself as a failure and you have to start keeping these motivations that you've written down in your mind at all times. So carry this little piece of paper with you. You can even make extra little notes and put it on your computer screen or in your car or on your mirror at home or your refrigerator that just like little one word like reminders. That's just like happiness or family or health or whatever you want it to be, just to keep that in your mind all the time. The biggest part about this is forgiving yourself for when you do mess up or like fall off or whatever. Just don't like leave the whole wagon, you know, like get back on the wagon. Don't let the wagon just keep on going without you because then you're going to be right back where you were to begin with and probably worse off because then that's just another failure check mark on your little list of the times you've tried to do this and you failed and you feel horrible about it. You have to first admit and you have to commit and you have to write down these motivations and understand that it's not a linear thing, okay? It can have some ups and downs. You're going to learn about some stuff along the way and that is a good thing. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. So I hope you guys have an awesome day and I will see you later.